I'm against adding hair to your locks. You have to definitely factor in your locks growing out and betraying you. That's what they do. Okay, but wait, I've done the lock extensions. I did the temporary and the permanent ones. If you are like super worried about any type of thinning or breakage, don't even risk it. This is fire. Oh my god.
Shot it bad, but good vibes. Cute face with thick thighs. We get high, cruising on the east side.
Hey, it's Cheek, and hopefully I posted the other video of me putting this style in, but now it is time to take her down. And I thought I would not only show you how I take it down, also talk a little bit about like lock protective styles in general. I'm actually about to go on vacation. Somebody just randomly asked me like, oh, am I going to do like braids or something? And in my head I'm like, why would I put braids over my locks? But I realized that it's very controversial for some people in terms of like, should you put braids over locks, any type of hair over your locks? So let me just give y'all my little 2 cents about it. A, based on what I have learned from my loctician and other locticians, and B, from my just experience, because it is something I did with my first set of locks. Let's get this taken out. Okay, let's start with this particular style. So this is a protective style. I started taking the bobby pins out, so it's starting to do like some weird things here and there, but overall I would definitely give this style, I would give it an 8. And I would only give it an 8 because if I had all Wrap-A-Locs, I think I would have loved this style a lot more. The areas where I had pipe cleaners, they were harder to keep in place, which is why our bobby pins came in. And then as my locks were growing out at the root, those were the first ones to like undo themselves. I also think the size of your locks makes a difference. If I did some of these smaller, I probably would have given this a 10. So I can't fault the style, have to fault the stylist, which was me in this instance. I've had this in for I think 2 weeks now, so we love that for us. But my locks are, yeah, that's a lot of new growth on that baby. Actually probably going to put it back in for like a week before I go on my trip. We'll see how that works. But the goal of this were these cylindrical curls. My birthday is this weekend, so I may be taking these out. But the point of my rant here is that this is a protective style. This is a way to just keep your locks pinned up, secure, not really having to do anything to them, which is the goal of a protective style, to not have to do anything with your hair. I say all of that because most people are like, isn't the point of locks to not have to do anything? That is correct. Typically, I do nothing with my locks. My locks are just, they're just there. However, it is very hot right now in the summertime, and I don't do well with heat. So they had to go up. Like, they had to. And I like to look like, I like to look cute every now and then. Not saying my locks aren't cute and they're just normal state, but I like volume, and I don't like the process of curling and then taking curls down. So I liked having a style that I could essentially put in, keep for a few days, and know I could get some curls. I view protective styles as a way to maintain my locks while working out. So, I mean, let's be real, a ponytail is a protective style. A bun is a protective style. Of course not by definition, but when it comes to locks, it's a way to keep your locks secure, clean, minimize any breakage, any tension, which what I loved about this style was no tension at all. But as far as protective styles in the traditional sense, I will go ahead and start this by saying I'm against adding hair to your locks. I said it. I don't believe in adding hair to locks, and I come from a place of experience with doing such activities and seeing the repercussions of them. My first set of locks very much thinned out. I like the idea of the instant lock look. I like the idea of getting longer locks faster. I did it. I've done the lock extensions. I did the temporary and the permanent ones. I witnessed not only thinning in the body of my lock, I had thinning at the root. Like, it was bad. It was so bad.
And it's like, I thought like, oh, my natural hair is constantly in braids and yada yada yada.
Locks really take on like a life of their own, each individual lock, and you can really weigh them down when you start adding hair. And I'm not saying you can't do like Marley twist and box braids and things. Like, I've seen people do that and their locks are perfectly fine afterwards. I'm saying you have to evaluate the health of your hair before doing it. And what's crazy is my hair is probably healthy enough to do it, but my locks are just so small that I can't justify putting in things through trauma. I put them through enough trauma with the coloring, and I've seen a lot of girlies with some styles that I would have loved to try on my locks, but I just can't personally get behind it. And again, this is not me saying that you should not do it at all. I'm saying you have to evaluate the health of your hair when considering any type of protective style that involves adding hair on top. All that to say, Wrap-A-Loc, great protective style. If you are trying to just like keep your locks in place, I'm also a fan of rope twists. Rope twists are also a great protective style for locks. And again, if the health of your roots allows for you to add Marley hair, braiding hair to the end of them, absolutely go for it. But if you aren't sure, if you are like super worried about any type of thinning or breakage, don't even risk it. I'm also a big fan of lock petals. Oh my god, if I had the patience to do my own lock petals, I 100% would. I'm also a huge fan of like braiding your locks down, whether it be straight back, whether it be up into a bun. Like, there are so many just creative ways that people view as like just styling your lock, but in reality it really is, as long as there are a lot of ways to protect your locks that people just view as like styling, but in reality these styles that you're keeping in for 3-4 weeks at a time, they are protective styles. Like, as strong as locks can be, they also are quite fragile. Like, humidity can make your curls drop, the heat can be damaging if you have color. To my girlies who, y'all know it, hand in hair syndrome, where you know you can't stop, you can't help yourself, protective styles will honestly help that. I am very much a handsy girl when it comes to my hair, and this style in particular definitely cut back on that. Y'all want to see where we are? I'm gonna pluck these out. I know a lot of people like to keep theirs in. I'm here for the body. I'm here for the body. Okay, but wait. We are not gonna pluck these curls out because this is so cute. Oh, like, look how defined these curls are, like even in the back. So I'm just gonna let these drop over time. Like, that is the only option here. I'm still deciding if I'm going to wear my hair just curly down to where to cruise. Actually, stay tuned. I'm still debating if I'm going to do that like pinup style again right before, or if I'm just gonna do it the night before, wear my hair pinned down on boarding day, and then take it out maybe on like day 2 of the ship. I have not decided yet, but baby, if this is the curl that I get, this is what we're going with. So make sure you check out the video where I installed this style so you can see kind of how I accomplished this like end result. This is fire. Oh my god, yes. Do what you have to do to protect your hair, but never ever 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 compromise the integrity of your hair to accomplish it. That's it. That's the moral. And also, look at these curls. So do all the things they tell you to do at the end of a video, and yeah.